So we'll see that in this picture we find from here the zygote is kind of moving, and then by around the 6th day, 7th day, see it is pretty close to the uterine tissue, the myometrium, the endometrium here. So as the blastocyst, here we find it is cleaving, and then the morula and the blastocyst here. As the blastocyst comes here, what's happening? The capture mechanism is kind of initiated. So what is exactly happening in this capture mechanism? The trophoblastic cells in the embryonic pole, they start penetrating. And what's going to help this penetration is the capture mechanism. But here we notice something else also. These are the trophoblastic cells, the green ones. And these green ones are trying to penetrate. So can we call these structures or the evaginations as penetrations? And what's happening in the penetration? The capture mechanism is made possible by the presence of a protein called L-selectin. Now let's remember, selectin is a carbohydrate binding protein. So if it finds carbohydrate somewhere, it will go and get stuck to that carbohydrate area. If there is a receptor with carbohydrate, so here is selecting, and if there is a receptor here with carbohydrate, this selectin will select the carbohydrate and get bound to the receptor. So once this is getting bound, what will happen? If there are more receptors, more and more selectin, the whole thing will get bound, which means some structure here can get bound to the structure here. Now L-selectin is on the trophoblastic cells. And here is the uterine epithelium, the uterine stroma. We saw the endometrial area, isn't it, in the other picture? This is the endometrial area. And you find carbohydrate receptors are present in the uterine epithelium. So when there are receptors here and selectin is here on the trophoblastic cells, the selectin will get bound to that carbohydrate. So this group of cells will get bound to this structure, which means the blastocyst is getting bound to the uterine tissue. This is the mechanism by which the uterine epithelium is trying to capture the blastocyst. Why do we say that the uterine epithelium is capturing the blastocyst? Natural. Uterine epithelium is the larger surfaced structure, and then blastocyst is moving into that cavity. So this is trying to capture the blastocyst.